All right, peace, love, and light. This is just going to be a prophetic message along with the Bible verse of the day. If you would like to book a personal reading with me or have communion with Yahweh through me, all of that information is in the description below. So go ahead and check that out by clicking the title. If you're on YouTube, if not, go ahead and DM me if I post this on other platforms. So I asked him for a Bible verse that correlates with with this new moon energy. And this new moon is releasing doubts within us, activating confidence, movement, insecurities, and pleasure and pleasing. We will be pleased, insecure, wanting to move, and confident of it. So that's letting me know that this new moon is giving us this energy of, I am sure that I want to go. And it's also giving us the reasons why we want to go through insecurity, which is activating the insurement. And because of this desire to please the self that's happening within water signs, we are moving towards what is good for us. So this new moon makes the confidence for you to go ahead and chase after what you know is good for you to obtain, what you know is right for you to be, and what you know is the dreams of what you have. So for example, if you are a person, sorry, let me edit this. If you are a person that has dreams of being famous, then this new moon is activating you to move into being, if you are a person that wants to be famous, this new moon is activating you into moving and taking those opportunities that would make you famous. This new moon is ensuring that you take those famous opportunities by making you aware of the insecurities that you have that hold you back from obtaining the dreams that you want to acquire and the person that you want to be that maintains those dreams that you want to acquire. It's like these insecurities are the motivator. The insecurities are the motor. The activation is the gas pedal. The confidence is the steering wheel. And the will to be pleased is the GPS system. So we're in our car. This new moon has us in our car. So I asked Yahweh, what Bible verse do we have for what Bible verse do we have for this message? And the message is we are moving towards no, the message is just we're moving. So what guidance can you give us as far as moving? Oh, he already gave me my own personal verse, and it's summarized into don't waste my time and don't cheat myself. Don't waste my time and don't cheat myself. So for the collective, I decided to look up Bible verses on doubt. And I am being led to Matthew 14:31. You of little faith, why did you doubt? So this is coming from the standpoint of Yahweh asking us, why are we thinking it won't happen? Yahweh is giving us security with this verse. You of little faith, why did you doubt? He's asking us to check our doubtings and see how they are not real. He's asking us to check our doubtings and see how they are not physically happening. He's asking us to come out of our imagination and into reality and become aware of the reality in the securement that he is in it. It's so funny. All I did was crack this thing open, and guess where I cracked it to? Guess where I cracked it to? Haters gonna hate if y'all see me unflip it. Haters gonna hate. But I cracked it open right to Matthew 14. I cracked it open right to Matthew 14. Not in the right place, but Matthew 14:31. Oh, it is in the right place. So I want to read this. So he's telling me go 3 up and 3 down. So we're at Matthew 14 verse 31. We're going 1, 2, 3 to verse 28 all the way to 1, 2, 3 verse 34. So Matthew 14 verses 28 through 34. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it is you, bid me come to you on the water. And he said, come. And when Peter had come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Joshua. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid and began to sink. He cried, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Joshua stretched forth his hand and caught him and said to him, O you of little faith, why did you doubt? And when they had come into the ship, the wind ceased. Then they that were in the ship came and worshipped him, saying, of a truth, you are the Son of God. And when they had gone over, they came into the land of Gennesaret. Genesis. Anyway, I'll be offended when I don't be understanding these names. I'll be offended, baby. So, 28 through 34. So let me get a clearer version of that from NLT. Matthew 14, 28 through 34. We're going to read it again, because I got a gist of it, but I don't got it. So in NLT it says, then Peter called to him, Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you walking on the water. Yes, come, Jesus said. So Peter went over the side of the boat and walked on the water toward Jesus. But when he saw the strong wind and the waves, he was terrified and began to sink. Save me, Lord, he shouted. Jesus immediately reached out and grabbed him. You have so little faith, Jesus said. Why did you doubt me? When they climbed back into the boat, the wind stopped. Then the disciples worshipped him. You really are the Son of God, they exclaimed. After they had crossed the lake, they landed at Gennesaret. Genesis is what I'm going to call it, because they began another place. So, no, I quit. So this is telling me, I'm seeing it from 2 different perspectives, and I see why he's giving me this verse in these 2 books, these 2 different books. So from one perspective, I'm seeing it from them saying, because it says, and Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it is you, bid me come to you on the water. And he said, come. And when Peter had came down out of the ship, he walked onto the water to go to Joshua. I'm getting it from the perspective of Peter prayed to God and said, God, if it is you, come and, what did he say? Tell me to come to you on the water. So I'm getting it from the Old Testament. From the King James Version. Not the New King James Version, just the Old King James Version. Just what I'm getting from the King James Version is that Yahweh, that Peter prayed to Yahweh. And Yahweh said, no, Peter prayed to Yahweh and said, if it is you, tell me to come to you in the water. And then from the NLT, I'm getting it from the standpoint of Peter asked Jesus. And, I'm getting it. I'm looking at it. Yahweh is telling me, look at it from the perspective of Jesus being just the Son of Man and not the Son of God. So one standpoint, Peter asks a person. And another standpoint, Peter asks God. Then it says after, and he said, come. We're reading back in the King James Version. And let's say Yahweh said, come. And when Peter had came down out of the ship, he walked onto the water to go to Yahshua. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid and began to sink. He cried, saying, Lord, save me. So right there, we're going to stop at 30. Right there, we're going to stop at 30. And Lord, I see what you're doing. I cannot wait for my church to start. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to start going live every Saturday on YouTube as soon as I'm ready and learn how to preach. I'm going to start going live on on YouTube every Saturday. And we are going to have sermon and service. So as soon as I learn how to sing too, because we got to raise the Holy Spirit in the room. And more than likely this is going to happen when I move out, because my mama be complaining about my noise. So, but we're going to have sermon and service every Saturday. So, what you call it? He said, but when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid and began to sink. He cried, saying, Lord, save me. So we're stopping right at 30. Matthew 14, verse 30. We're going to stop there, and I'm going to let you guys know Peter's emotions came over him. Because he immediately got afraid. And afraid is a heightened experience and a heightened emotion. And Yahweh is letting me know, Peter never been in that experience before. Peter never been in that experience before. Peter never been in that experience before. And let's just take it as Jesus is not the Son of God, but just the Son of Man. Let's take it from the perspective of Jesus is the Son of Man whom God is working through. So Peter prayed to God, if this is what you want me to do, then tell me to come onto the water. And God worked through Jesus and said, come on to the water. Come on to the water. So Peter starts to walk onto the water. And then the wind blows and his heightened emotions immediately take him over. Because afraid is a big, gigantic emotion to have. You could be scared, but when you are afraid, you're more than scared. So his emotions took over. So now Yahweh is telling me to read it from NLT. So Jesus immediately reached out and grabbed him. You have so little faith, Jesus said. Why did you doubt me? And then I got to go back to King James. And when they had come into the ship, the wind ceased. And then I got to go back to NLT. Then the disciples worshiped him. You really are the Son of God, they exclaimed. And then I got to go back. And when they had gone over, they came into the land of Gennesaret. So now I'm a little confused. Because I'm seeing it from the perspective, like my original perspective is like, if you put your trust in mere man. Oh, now I'm getting it. Okay. If you put your trust in mere man, then the experience may fail you. But if you put your trust in God, then it won't. Because when Peter got in a boat and when Jesus got back in a boat, the wind ceased. It stopped. But when Peter was on his way to Jesus and not staying on that water, the wind picked up. So I truly believe, because I know how Yahweh operates, if Peter would have just stood there on the water and not move, he probably could have stayed there all night and been a prophet preaching on the water. But Yahweh has given me the perspective of, it's not just trusting in him. And it is not trusting, it's not just about only trusting in Yahweh. And it is not just about only trusting in the men or people around you. It is about trusting in who Yahweh works through and how Yahweh works through situations. So this new moon is bringing us to have doubt and insecurity, but this insecurity is activating and motivating us to go after our dreams and chase after our potential. It's shaping us and defining us and creating us into who we dream of being and how we dream of living. It's molding our behavior. Yahweh has us in his hands and we are clay, and he is shaping us. He is shaping us with this new moon. We are being molded. So with us being molded, he's saying, I know you've never been in this experience before. And I know that you are scared. And I know that it is frightening to have these things happen to you. But if you could just trust in me in the way that I work through people and experiences, then you can know that what you are afraid of will never manifest. Today's Bible verse, I got to look it up, the exact one, but today's Bible verse is, no weapons formed against us shall prosper. That's what today's Bible verses is. Isaiah 54:17. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment you shall condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is from me, says Yahweh. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. I always wanted to take note in this because of something that I was enlightened to, which is, just because the weapons aren't prospering doesn't mean they won't be formed. So you are going to see the scary thing, which is the potential of you being hurt and harmed. You're going to see that, but you will never actually be. So your enemy will go to the store. He will get the gun. He will run up to you with it and aim it at you. But when he pulls the trigger, it will not shoot. Yahweh is going to face you in the potential of danger, and it's only the potential. Don't get him wrong. He has no plans to harm you. Yahweh is going to place you in the potential of danger, and this is only to bring securement into you and to strengthen your ability to be normal in dangerous situations. So if we allow our insecurities to motivate us this new moon, for as long as this new moon energy exists, and I feel like this is going to go from the new moon to the full moon. It's just going to be different variations of it. As long as this section of reality exists, Yahweh is going to be molding us. Sorry, I had to burp. Yahweh is going to be molding us into being able to behave normally in experiences that we are afraid of. and experiences that we run from allowing to happen to us. He has stood us up, and not in the form of leaving us alone, but we are standing. And he has his hands on us, shaping us, molding us, for us to become normal to situations that we would normally run from and try to stop from happening. Now, just because I've been talking about negative person of your enemy having a gun does not mean that what you are afraid of is just negative. It's not. Because you may be a person like me that's afraid of their dreams happening in real life and consistently running from it. I'll feel a big amount of people and a big amount of energy coming to me, and my senses will get overridden and overloaded and overjoyed. And then I'll turn around and go to sleep and won't post the video that would get me the multiple subscribers, multiple views. I won't do the thing that'll get me into the algorithm of the Explore page, the For You page, the home page of your YouTube channel. I'll run from it because I'm scared of my dreams happening in real life. Mostly because it means my whole reality is going to change. And I'm going to be opened up to brand new experiences that I ain't never dealt with before. In all my life, people told me I was bad and wrong in my behavior. All my life. All my life. So with this new moon, Yahweh is shaping my behavior because he got to come from a different angle. Because he's been trying to come face to face with me. He's been trying to come face to face with me, and I just, like, he right here looking at me. He like this his face, right? He like this, and yeah, we having a good day. We are having a good time, and I'm doing amazing. You know, things are happening. He like, Monique. I'm like, huh? He like, Monique. I'm like, huh? He said, Sophia. I said, yeah. He like, I know you see me looking at you. I'm looking at you too. I'll peek at you. But I don't know about that face to face. I'm a little scared now. So, he's growing me through my Bible verse that he gave me, my individual Bible verse that he gave me. And he's growing me, saying to me, don't waste your time anymore. Don't restore your energy just to get up and exhausted by playing all day. And don't cheat yourself by doing, what did you say? 1 Corinthians 7 and 8 of what? 1 Corinthians 16, 15. 1 Corinthians. Nope. What did you say? Oh, 1 Corinthians 10, 7 and 8. Do not be, he's pretty much saying to me, do not be an idolater, just like the other people. And how he said they will be. These are the people that sit down, eat and drink, and rise up and play all day. They're just being their imagination, pretending. He's telling me, get up. Get out your imagination. I mean, don't be in your imagination. He said, get up. Don't be your imagination. And do real things for your real life. And he also said to me, do not commit fornication, as some of them have committed, and fell in one day 320,000. And do not cheat myself. By He asking me, he said, now hold on, Monique. Hold on, Sophia. How did you get that? Neither let us commit fornication. He said adultery is cheating, not fornication. I know that, but I equate fornication into cheating. I equated fornication into cheating, cheating into adultering. Do not go against the laws of my nature, because fornication is pretty much just having sex out there with anybody, and that's a form of cheating on yourself. So don't cheat on myself, just like everybody else has had. So with this, he is just, it's summarized up, and he's telling me, do not waste my time by living in a world that is not real. Going after the potential of things that would never occur. And do not cheat myself in the form of committing myself to others for a long time. In other words, he's saying, Sophia, you are not here to be them. And you are not here for them for a long time. So don't waste your time. And don't exhaust your energy doing things that cannot happen in your life or will not happen in your life, because you're not meant to experience these people for a long time, and you are not meant to be them either. So I know y'all probably like, how the fuck she get all, I mean, we cussed, oh well. How in the world she get all that? How in the world did she get all of that when fornication is not adultery? Yahweh said that is a sermon I was trying to give you through 3 passages, and you just summed it all up in one. Which furthers the knowledge within me, I am not these other people, and I am not meant to be. He's telling me stay myself, and to also never cheat myself out of the experience of myself. Never be disloyal or unloyal to being myself. Stay who you are and do not change. Bible verse of the day, Isaiah 54:17. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment you shall condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is from me, says the Lord. Isaiah 54:17. He know me. I got to make sure that's right down to the T dot in detail. Isaiah 54:17, baby. 54:17. All right. That's the whole verse. It's the whole verse. But that's the Bible verse of the day. I pray and I wish that you guys have a wonderful, blessed, and abundant time until I see you again. I hope that you guys come into the dreams, and I pray that you guys come into the dreams and fruitions that Yahweh wants you to be and wants you to have. I hope and I pray that you guys have an amazing time in your life and you become an amazing person directly in the mold that Yahweh has placed you as. Peace, love, and light, and as always, be great.